everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be playing Haram. It just simply says, your hell is here. So, that doesn't really sound good. Not much we're going off of. It looks interesting though, so I'll see you in a second. What are you presenting to me? Okay. Alright. Ooh, this is like a religious thing, isn't it? Okay. Welcome to the Church of Adam's Rib. We've been expecting you, though perhaps it's more fitting to say you've expected us. Is it? I wouldn't say so. This intersection is long overdue. I must say I'm surprised your lust for punishment's not yet expired. There's a hunger you possess, burning a hole in your gut, teeth, spittle, stomach begging to be put to work. The almost castrated hound in the kennel, but a dog all the same. We can hear the squeals. Please step forward and traverse the doorway, but she has many things to bear, and we've only begun to skin the frame. Oh my. Okay. This is a little bit different than what I was kind of expecting. I was expecting a silly goofy game. I think this might have some meaning behind it. Oh. Okay, the chicken tree. Alright, never heard of a chicken tree. Oh my gosh. My nose. Okay. Are these little chicken houses? What's up? See, like, to begin, let's discuss what brought you crawling us. Your flesh and spirit have grown galaxies apart. The body yearns for salvation through a language alien to the mind. For too long, you've shackled yourself to divine laws of man, a role you have not and will not ever be capable of fulfilling. You crave something simultaneously far less and far greater. Where's the pig at now? Is this like a... Is this supposed to be like... after we die? I can't go that way. Wow, okay. What? Oh, wait. They're eating him. Were they eating him before? No. Several seemed content to bleed their lashings dry out of faith. Scrambling for the top, broken knuckles pointed to the skies. Not you, though. You've always had poor posture. Don't call me out. Okay, my posture, I'm working on it, alright? You belong right at the bottom. Free of purpose, guilt rule. You wish God hated you. You'd want nothing more than to be disregarded as the sack of cartilage you are. Okay. Is this gonna be like a looping thing? That'd be kind of cool. Okay, every time we go through it gets a little more... Where's the pig this time? It's getting a little more chaotic. Huh. What does this mean? I feel like it means something and I don't know what it means. The chicken is a rare occurrence in which the organism is far less than the sum of its parts. As a living thing, organs and science in tandem, and it's as insignificant as ants crawling on the face of the moon. Conversely, when fractioned and reduced to bloody tenths of itself, the chicken's existence grows far more reverbed. Albeit under different names, breast-leg gizzard, the chicken's highest honor is when it ceases to be a chicken any longer, it seems. You covet this luxury to abstain from being, stripped of all that is you in her image, willingly inadequate in spite of all she has gifted you. Approach as we begin to boil you down to your most basic and honest element, meat. I think they're referring to God as a woman because they're capitalizing the H in her and the S in she. Oh, okay. Time to get boiled alive. Who's ready? We're about to get... Oh, God. What are those? Let's see. Are we being burned at the stake? Cold fish. Press shift to sprint in larger levels. Can I put this on YouTube? Before me, I witnessed an orphan, pretending they're not dead, adrift in a black ocean. My sweet, baptized official, anointed by the sea foam, cradled by the safety of the shore you washed upon. To be the scales and guts that once occupied these waters, shitting, pissing, impregnating the aqueous womb that's enveloped them from the row. What a waste to be born shackled to the sea, the embrace of solid ground, forever out of reach. That is, until the tides strangle the air from their lungs and spit them out to the sands. Then and only then is land obtainable to the fish. I think this person is angry. Consider the flight of the octopus for a moment. In ancient myth, it is said our universe is merely a shard of a more ancient one that died long ago. The sole remnant of that time, our only link to said past, is supposedly the octopus. I wonder why that is. Do you believe them to be a sort of cosmic seer, a chosen people meant to guide us through existence? What if perhaps it is a failure on God's part, a souvenir of a world she couldn't bear to part with? Regardless, for all the poetics, it's quite a sad tale, everything you once knew dying behind you as you awake in someone else's dream. A stranger in a strange land, armed with 8 appendages and a racking question. Was the design born to love or one of hate? For the results are ultimately the same. Oh, you've waded through a valley of 1,000 dead gods, countless vessels convinced of their claim to the seas, each with a unique brand of naivety, ripping apart each other till the waters bleed red, but nevertheless united in death on the shoreline. What gives you the impression you'll be any different? Who bequeathed such misplaced faith within you? I can hear her whistling. It's an ill wind, but it's all in your sails. Where will you choose to steer your ship? What is going on here? So everything's dying. Drown? It said drown. Indian summer. Okay. Summer in the suburbs, a sweltering pit of cold sweats and Ritalian. The tar on the street bubbles every home a mason jar coated thick with lard, parboiling its hosts out of their syrup-induced comas. There's no need to fear, packed in the trap like dead lobsters, braided in a filthy hazeous fatigue. Far from the shithole in paradise are dead ringers, but peer through the cracks for a moment. The floorboards are rotten, the trees are sick, the soil is barren, the sun's relentless divine light more mockery than warmth. It's toxic chocolate in a dog's stomach, the cancer needs removing. There are 3 little piggies who have festered in this wound for far too long. Bring the excision to them, see what it means to play the role of butcher, turn their castles into tombs. What? Oh! Those physics! Oh, snap! Okay. Here's one. How does it feel to put your miserable flesh to use? To cast off the bondage you dangle from like a pliant marionette? It's okay to feel remorseful or remorseless. Either way, it makes you just as compellingly disgusting in my eyes. Okay. So do we need to go in the other houses now? It's the same house. Kinda. Let's see. Bled with the practiced ease of an old surgeon, that's one less lung sucking the miasma out of this compound. Good riddance. A house is only a haven as long as you're wanted. Dang. A house is only a haven. Kind of cooked with that. That, you know. This one was boarded up, so I'm a little cautious. I'm just like the pictures and everything. If it wasn't the 12 gauge, it'd probably be something else that ate that hog alive before long. Even now, this house wasn't sheltering so much as swallowing it. Not much else to do but rot when your home doubles as an asylum. Give some creatures a disease and they'll gladly let it spread. My lord. This person's got a lot going on. That's all of the, what is that? We ain't been in there yet. Wait, why are they all spread out? They're like perfectly spread out. Was this here before? All of life is but a moment for the grave, so really your acts are more of an accelerant than transgression. It's destroying God's creation. You've crafted the greatest tribute to her. You're ascending these poor swine directly to the essence, freeing them from a world occupied through the absence of choice, each day more insufferable than the last. Suffering is a waste, if not relish, and God has much room where these hams are headed. I'm like really trying to take in this story. It's crowded down there, but there's just a bit more space now for all that is awful for the likes of you. So it's saying they're going to hell? They might be saying I am. In the game. I really like. It's. I understand, but I don't understand. Like, this person just sounds really confused on where they stand. Or almost just like, what's even the point? Like, that's more like it. An empire of dung, sick and swollen, riddled with disease and larvae of all strain. It's about time you were given a nest to cake your wretched body. You are deserving of nothing but shit. You are shit less even. But that's the best part. You stand so far below a rock bottom and still heaven is beneath you. At the bidding of the pests that circle these mountains, you hold the claim to eternal life. You can be birthed 1,000 times, die 1,000 deaths, each more miserable than the last. God's great gift cheapened through the very nature she has woven. You inhabit the shit they ingest. You swim in the vomit they expel. You linger in the waste they discard. You inhabit the shit they ingest. You swim in the vomit they expel. You linger in the way they discard over and over and over and over and over. This person's, like, it's almost like, what's even the point? Like, what's the point? If it's a tad hypocritical in spite of the worship, man appears hell-bent on defying God at every opportunity. You've conquered space and time, bent the planet to your will, nurtured its life, sacrificed it, usually the latter. If you ask me, man has become their own god of sorts. Albeit with one fatal law, pierce the sky, split the sea, carve the earth, all you want. At the end of the day, man has a duty to die. Your makeshift defecation shall always dim at the behest of the biology thrust upon you. Sounds exhausting, doesn't it? All that strife just to end up at square one again. Returning to what you were before you were. May as well settle for worm food. There's a freedom to be had in admitting there's no going up. You know that all too well. So he is kind of just saying, like, what's even the point? Like, we're all put on here at this unfair, like, it's impossible. That's what I'm getting. It's just impossible. What's the point? What? I'm controlling only the left side. I now present to you the blasted lands unbroken by God herself. To flourish here is to blasphemy. This soul is bearing its heavy breast, heaving with rancid milk. Okay? The unholy marriage of dust and ash, a permanent fixture since before. She last visited have blackened the skies, leaving only the most stalwart of weeds and a dryness so severe you could crack stone. Nothing acts with great haste in the desert, save for death. Here, time stretches till its math is obsolete. Were it prohibited, I'd imagine these trees would grow downward in hopes of sprouting somewhere else. Anywhere but here. When God made the world, she would have worn gloves. Ow. Give in and give up. Let these harsh winds flay your flesh till your bones are splintered. Seek congregation with the birds of prey, and assume their perch. Should come naturally, you're a jackal after all. You never had a problem living off scraps. Look to the sky. I'm glad they gave that as a clue, because I would have never. And also, I wonder why. I wonder why they're saying God is a woman. Because, we don't, it's just, I don't know. That just sticks out to me, and I don't know why. It's sticking out to me. I have so many questions, like, offer yourself up as sacrifice, lay and claim to your dusty clay throne. Your skull shall be crowned not with jewels or even thorns, but a wake of black buzzards. Okay. Of course, I do not refer to human sacrifice. That, of course, of action tends to favor those holding the blade, not so much the throat pressed to it. We will slash and cauterize the few remaining tethers to your human nature, or whatever appears human. You will no longer be a person, but a body-shaped beast, dining in this wasteland as a newly sworn predator. Driven by thirst and craving, you will be piloted not to the pulsating by in your mastery cage, with the fire coursing through your spidery veins. You just go straight. Deprive and dismiss yourself of your demurring needs. Submit to the hatred of this Martin landscape and contort yourself out of your wax frame. Okay. Much like the beach we trudge through, this dust bowl is sowed with the gore and entrails of countless hunts and cessations. In this godless plain of crimson wind, the truest form of divination lies. Whether tailing or tailed, stalking or stalked, the struggle for one's life or the termination of another is the ultimate test of will. Binding oneself to your birthright of flesh and blood, living, killing, and dying, this is true fulfillment for existence is war. War with nature, one with oneself, war with God. All I can think of is, like, this person is just, like going through it, dude. And regardless of the blood spilt, all that remains dully crumbles into filth and is blown away by the same gust that carried them forth. You have no idea. It took me longer than it should have to find that. I don't know what triggered it at the end, but I had walked past that place like 3 times. Are those worms or are they roots? Child of God. Okay. 1 black sheep. Okay. The heart. The Lamb of God, a babe cursed to answer for man's hideous disfigurements. Exiting this life the same way it entered, naked and afraid, save for its red-soaked fleece. collect. Why is this game making me sad? What the heck? Why is it upside down? Am I supposed to be collecting other things? Is that the apple? I can't speak with certitude, as its fortune was decided long before, or even its mother tumbled out of the womb, but a shred of me sees a parallel between you and the feeble beast. If given the choice, mayhap the ability to sever divine ties, the lamb would jump at the first opportunity to be nothing but a sheep's humble spawn. I think maybe there's something we're supposed to collect at all these like little trees. I think that's where the heart was. I thought this game was gonna be so short and like funny. Oh my gosh. Frolicking in the fields, suckling from the teat, amounting to little beyond slow roasted shenko or gyro feeling, a quick and merciful demise once the curved blade cuts. Instead it is thrown to the lions and picked clean from its bones, eaten alive by the same maws that no sooner sing its praise before returning for seconds. Poor things should have just been laid out into pasture. There's nothing to save in man. Collected the baby? Oh, is that... Okay. Dang, I just want to like talk to this person. You ever see something online and you're like, I want to speak to the person who made this? Because I just have so many questions and I wonder what they're thinking. Why does she have 3 hands? Oh. Oh, that was right. Okay. Like, maybe the music's making me emotional. Blood on the ice shelf. It's just like, what's the point? Life's unfair. It's brutal. Like, there's no point in even being here. It's beautiful. One of God's fleeting masterpieces. I routinely hear the words getting warmer. However, its tenants seem to be going the opposite direction. The ice is thin, the water is high, and the snow is tingled with plasma more often than not. Even a land so sterile and remote as this is not omitted of your staying. What is without your knowledge is without your consent, and what is never defiled by your hand never truly was. You labor with the fancy of a flea. In a past life, God employed a flood to compensate for her faults. Evidently, one wasn't enough. Seeing your kind took it upon themselves to inflict another. Calculated? I wouldn't be too quick to flatter, but either way. Intentionally or not, the steps that brought forth this dilemma almost validate its intrusion, and with that, God's greatest leverage is taken from her. Man is no longer sent to hell, hell is sent for man. It's all around that, and it's hot. Still no news on heaven, though. The sky is an excellent place to hide. Dang. So this person's like, God's got the whole world in her hands. Her palms are cold and her grip is buttered. Dang, what is this? This person's basically like blaming it all on God. Like, you're torturing us. You messed up. You messed up and now we have to suffer. This is the picture I saw in the thing, and this is why I thought it was going to be a funny game. I'd imagine you're familiar with the fervent, omnivorous appetite of the pig. If presented, a pig will gladly consume any and all forms of chow in a horrific, indiscriminate fashion. Unsurprisingly, it extends to the taste of flesh. A hungry pig can easily render man's corpse in a hearty meal and a tooth-laced fecal amount. The pig, the fly, I'm sorry, I can't read today. And condition of the meal in question makes no difference. For all the purpose and duty man loves to instill in himself, he might as well be a mad cow when shoveling through a pig's innards. He is sustenance and a bowel movement. Nothing else. Naturally, pork itself is not exempt from this diet. Give a pig bacon, ham, even a piglet, and it will savor every last bite. Gristly, perhaps, but for the likes of you, probably commendable. See, unintentionally, perhaps, the pig has no qualms transcending its being. Disregarding the flesh and blood that defines its existence, it is no longer a pig, a hog, or swine. It's just itself, a thing that needs to eat, surrounded by other things. The thin boundaries of species will not spoil the appetite of such a creature. Be like the pig. It's gonna eat us. Okay. Crawl. This game is just so, like, I really... The other white meat. Okay. Like, rivers like clogged arteries, dead pigs as far as the eye can see. That's what this is after all, a meat grinder, a machine churning till its gears glisten and gleam with lubricating fat. Some jump ahead first into its auger, others drag it, kicking and squealing, flung to its jaws like a sick piglet. Regardless, you've yet to earn the privilege of having lived till you're minced by its cogs, fangs, and tusks. Okay. Like, this is just... Should we not all die now? We shouldn't have to wait, but I guess that's where the fun is. What use could you have in an existence beyond this anyways? Basically, we are worthless after we die. I wonder what... This is just like... You've seen the most wretched this world has to offer, and nothing else compares. And how could it? You had a hand in shaping it after all. You and every other ingrate and cheat alike. It's often said God built two heavens for all her creation. The first being her kingdom in the clouds, of course, and the second within the lake of fire. Two very different places for two very different kinds of people, but both heavens nevertheless. In a circle racked with diseases primed to destroy or self-destruct, anywhere else is a cheap vacation. This place has gone to the pigs, a trough brimming with shit, piss, and the flies' posterity. A trembling young mammal, hog-tied with barbed wire, a simmering pan of bacon, fat over open blue flame. This is not damnation because one can't possibly deserve this. To endure this is to want it. You're beyond saving, you are the pig. Your hell is here. Okay, so you can't even read any, there's like not even any comments on itch.io under the game or like online. So I guess I'm gonna have to think for myself and draw my own conclusion. Can't believe I'm having to do that. But it just seems like the person who made the game is just angry. and they feel like we are having to suffer because God messed up and did stuff wrong. And it's all her fault. And this person's referring to God as a woman, which is very different from what I'm used to hearing. So, I think this game, I want to see other people play. I want to see other people's takeaway. I think they're just mad that we have to be on this planet and like alive and suffer. Like, what's even the point? Sort of thing. Very, very interesting. They're just like putting all their thoughts out on in the game. Anyways, that was good. I liked it. I definitely liked it. I like playing games like this, but they're very. I feel like I'm gonna just misinterpret it so bad, but I can't. Everything's up to interpretation. But anyways, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Leave a comment on a game you want me to play, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.